One of the great talking points for the last 30 years or so has been, could Sega have been more successful during the 32-bit era if it had a 3D Sonic the Hedgehog game on its 32X or Saturn? Now I know we had the isometric Sonic 3D Blast on the Genesis and Saturn, but that was just a 16-bit game with a few sound and visual upgrades. There was the peculiar release of Sonic R, but that was a racing game and about as far from a traditional Sonic adventure as you could possibly get. There was also the story about Sonic Extreme on the Saturn, but that shit show of a game never got anywhere close to being finished, and even if it had, it was looking pretty damn rough from my vantage point. The closest we got to that reality was Sonic World, the playable and explorable interface for the extra content included in Sonic Jam on the Saturn. While this was a great taste of what could have been, it was nothing more than a tiny stage that lets you run around and select things like video and art extras. The terrible truth is, we will never know if a 3D Sonic game really would have made any difference on these platforms. The best we have are fan projects that introduce new arguments for fans to engage in. Just recently, one such game was revealed for the 32X called Sonic Robo Blast 2, a port of a PC fan title that's been around for more than 2 decades now. It has seen many revisions and content updates to become a well-loved community project that is arguably as fun as anything Sega itself has ever created. For those unfamiliar with it, the PC Sonic Robo Blast 2 was built on the Doom engine, and thanks to advances made by the team behind Doom Ressurection on the 32X, it's now being ported over in all its pseudo 3D glory. Can this run on the 32X and is it any good? Let's find out. The gameplay here is surprisingly similar to modern Sonic titles. You have the run of the place and your jump is utilized to deal with the various obstacles you'll come across. Enemies are everywhere and you have a nifty lock-on mechanic to hone in and target them for your spin attack. Items are located all over, both in the open and hidden away for you to discover. This includes extra lives, shields, invincibility, and of course extra rings. Because the Doom engine doesn't allow stacking of rooms and areas, the stage design is sprawling in its complexity. Right from the opening, you have a massive world to discover that has nooks and crannies everywhere. There's underwater areas, tough to ascend cliffs to negotiate, and caves to explore. Hell man, if this were released as an official Sega product back in 1994, I don't think your expectations would be wildly different. The demo's low performance does take some getting used to, and it makes exact platforming a pain in the ass, but it's more than playable considering what's on display. Getting used to your camera buttons helps immensely. What is really nice is that there are already 2 full stages, a bonus level, and a boss encounter in this early release demo. Surprisingly, I didn't run into any major game-crashing bugs in any of them, so if you want some real gameplay, this early release has it and then some. I do highly recommend you use a 6-button controller with this. While the jump is what you'll use the most, a 6-button pad will give you the ease of use of a spin dash, a gas pedal for extra speed, as well as 2 buttons dedicated to camera control. You also get to choose any of the 3 stages in the beginning, a nice touch so that you're not replaying the same thing over and over. The graphics here take a massive hit from the PC release, which should come as no surprise at all. It's running in a very low resolution and the performance ranges from jerky most of the time to an absolute slideshow at its worst. The lock-on mechanic saves the day here by allowing a looseness to the gameplay that makes the performance hit less of an issue. Targeting and defeating enemies without it would have been awful. The gas pedal also allows a speed increase that moves you through the large open worlds a lot better. Be sure to use it. With that out of the way, this is something of a miracle when it comes to visuals. Using the Doom engine, Sonic has been given a 32X game you'd never thought possible. These levels are huge, varied, and mimic the 16-bit designs you all know and love so much. Green Flower Zone looks like it was plucked from one of the 16-bit titles in terms of art design. It even sounds amazing with music that isn't just compatible with this universe, but sounds like it was created by Sega staff itself. My Sonic fandom isn't the strongest, but even I had a blast running around in this. Janky performance and resolution be damned. The fact this is playable on real 32X hardware is amazing, doubly so when you consider how much fun it is. But you know what's the best part? The team behind it intends to finish it. That's right, the entire PC game on cartridge for your Sega 32X. This is an early demo and I have no doubt it's going to improve as development continues. Be warned, if you are using real hardware, it currently only runs with NTSC systems. I'm going to put a link to the demo in the description and I want you to go play it whether you own a 32X or not. I have tested it on Kega Fusion and it plays fine there too. It's wild to see this and consider a what-if scenario had it been released way back in 1994. It's also incredibly satisfying to have a homebrew project state it right from the get-go that the developers intend to finish it. Hopefully we will see the graphics and performance improve in future updates, but either way, I came away from this wondering why none of the developers back then ever considered it. Not just for the 32X, but the Sega Saturn as well. Seeing Sonic running around this world gave me all kinds of ideas for how older games could have used the Doom engine for three-dimensional gameplay, or at least what looks like three-dimensional gameplay. It would have solved so many issues for early 32-bit software development, especially on low polygon renderers like the 32X. Hopefully with the Doom Ressurection project being such a resounding success, we will see more homebrew projects be attempted. Imagine if someone took the likes of the PC version of Power Slave or Duke Nukem 3D and got it running on the 32X. The possibilities are truly tantalizing. I'm Sega Lord X. Thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you next time.